Forreston High School has 3 state championship trophies in its trophy case, all of them earned in the last 7 years. The first one came in 2014. That's the one we focus on now in our Glory Days segment. It was a huge Forreston crowd that made the long trip to Champaign for the 1A championship game. It was a cold day. The temperature was 27 degrees at kickoff with a brisk wind blowing. But the chill in the distance weren't about to stop Forreston fans from being a part of this day. They had waited too long for a state championship team. The Cardinals came in with a 13-1 record. Their opponent, Carrollton, was 13-0. Carrollton had an outstanding quarterback in Jacob Smith. He had passed for more than 2,400 yards and 25 touchdowns. Forreston was ready, though, with its ground game and its stingy defense. In the second quarter, the Cardinals gave the ball to Aaron Shelton, who dove into the end zone. They cap up a 10-yard run. The Cardinals had a 6-0 lead. Just before halftime, Spencer Cruthis powered in for a touchdown. The Cardinals led 14-7 at the break. In the third quarter, defensive end Kendall Kuehling made a big play, leaping and snatching a pass out of the air for an interception. With just over 4 minutes to play in the third quarter, quarterback Robert DeVries kept the football and scored a 4-yard touchdown and put the Cardinals up 20-7. Carrollton answered with a touchdown and a conversion later that quarter to make it 20-15. The fourth quarter was a tense, scoreless standoff. The clock couldn't tick down fast enough for Forreston fans, but it finally did. The Cardinals had a 20-15 win and that much-anticipated first state championship. Joining us now on the phone is the quarterback of that Forreston team, Robert DeVries. Robert, 2014 was the first time any of you guys had played at state. You were used to playing at the smaller stadiums in the Northwest Upstate Illini, and then you were at Memorial Stadium, which holds 60,000. Were you guys a little bit in awe of that environment?
I have to say yes. Without a doubt, we had never played on turf before. So, put into perspective, playing in a stadium like that, I remember that first drive, I was so nervous. I think I fumbled on the first drive. Thankfully, we didn't lose it, but, I know everyone was a little taken back, and, our crowd was huge because no one had ever been there before. So it was a really, really great atmosphere and great experience.
You mentioned the Forreston crowd. Were you aware of the cheering and the noise they made during the game, or were you so locked in on the game you didn't even notice it?
The one thing about Forreston, and I'd say the whole NUIC, is they travel well. The fan support is crazy, so you're going to have fans backing you. So we knew they were there, but, it was cold that day. I just remember it being so cold and so focused on the game that, it was loud, but we were more focused on the game than anything.
In that championship game, you had success personally running the football. You rushed for 143 yards. Did you see something on the films in Carrollton's defense that led you to believe you could have success running the ball on them?
I got a lot of credit growing up and getting the ball, but those guys up front did a great job. Also, Spencer Cruthis that day had a great running game as well. Luckily, I got my number called a lot, and there were great big holes and stuff. There was a great Carrollton football team, but, we did see some advantages of running the heavy double tight end set with me running the ball, allowing another guy out front to create some big holes. But, Aiden Carr, Brady Bronkema, Dylan Hensley, E.J. Blatter, Nick Wilson, Jacob Cunningham, those guys all deserve more credit than they ever got because I was the pretty guy running the football, getting to score all the touchdowns, but they did a great job.
What play or moment during the game or during the pregame stands out in your mind?
Before the game, I don't know if you ever saw we had a highlight video and it showed the recording. They came out to the field early and wrote Hawks Rule on the football field so that we could see it in warm-ups. And, we didn't really need any more motivation, but it kind of gave us a little bit more motivation. And, Coach Diddick and Coach Zick always had us ready to go with a speech, and past player would always write a letter as well. So we were wired and ready to go, and, that little bit of motivation, I think, really drove us to come out and start hitting right away.
Our thanks to Robert DeVries for joining us to reflect on that great Forreston team. DeVries now works as an assistant basketball coach at his college alma mater, Quincy University.